A central priority of ancient Egyptian religion was the protection of the body after death. A preserved body was one of the elements necessary for transforming the deceased into an effective spirit who would live on in the afterlife. Egyptian coffins have been the subject of much recent investigation as newly discovered examples have come to light, and many specimens in museum collections have been documented, published, and discussed. Organized by the Egyptology department at AUC, Nicholas Brown, an AUC alumnus and a PhD student at UCLA, gave a lecture about the UCLA Coffins project by Kara Cooney, which documents, studies, and analyzes numerous coffins from the royal caches at Deir Bahari and the Valley of the Kings at the Egyptian Museum.
I think these objects and these coffins in particular from the royal cache, they have many different stories that can be told depending on how you look at them. And there's an ancient story, there's a story that happens today, and so it's really interesting to look at these objects and to re-examine them and kind of discover what secrets and what untold stories they have.
These coffins provide insight into the economic, social, and political crisis of the 21st dynasty and allow researchers to reinterpret the motives behind the reburial of these kings and queens.
So this lecture was perfect because we got to see especially coffins or sarcophagi in certain contexts and see how their reuse and their original use differs. And what really struck me most is also the different variations of agency from ancient times all the way to the modern era, where you have these different social agencies going on, which I thought is quite an interesting perspective to have, especially for museology, which is the study of space in a curation setting of a museum. So I thought that was a very interesting point that Nick made as well.
The lecture highlighted some of the different ways in which these royal coffins were reused and how these objects can inform Egyptologists about the changes in ancient Egypt funerary practices at this time.
The concept of the used coffins that Nick was talking about, we're witnessing the progress step by step, and you're looking into basically something that is thought to be surprising. Is it possible the ancient Egyptians themselves would take a coffin of a dead king, especially بقى ان احنا كمان we know the context, pillaging the dead's tombs isn't something easy for the ancient Egyptian civilization. But to see kings doing it, it's surprising.
Although they were expensive, coffins were considered a key component of the burial assemblage for ancient Egyptians, as this civilization still holds priceless treasures and mysteries that are yet to be discovered. Sherehan Al Azzazy, AUCTV.